Oscar nominations, the best part of the year. And here we are. We're down to the last four of above the line categories. That's right. We've already done actress, we've done actor. Now we're going to crank out adapted and original screenplay, director, and best picture. Now, these ones, all films, everything, very important. And a lot of people, by this point in award season, there's pretty much shoo-ins. However, I'm telling you, man, this has to be one of the craziest, most unpredictable years of anything. And it was unpredictable before everything got postponed and all that was going on. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. But man, it was hard for me. Well, actually, these categories were easier for me than the acting category. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to start with adapted screenplay. I'm going to give you top 8, just like I always do, with my predicted winner. So this category on the Awards Expert app probably has the biggest difference of like who people have winning. And for me, I think I've got to stick with what I know, well, what I feel and what I've seen throughout the rest of the kind of pre-accolade award shows. And I'm going to go with coming in at number 1, I've got Conclave. A very close second, though. At number 2, I have Amelia Perez. And part of the reason why I gave the edge to Conclave over Amelia Perez was if we think about Golden Globes, when there's only one screenplay category and they combine original and adaptive, who won that one? Yep, that's right, Conclave did. So my next 3, as much as they're easy for me, I'm pretty sure that at least 2 of them are kind of long shots. And if both 3 and 4 can get in, like they did with the BAFTA, I'll be very happy. And again, I'll eat crow that I called these ones dead way too soon. So coming in at number 3, I have Nickel Boys, followed by Sing Sing. And then, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go international. And for number 5, I'm going to say I'm Still Here. I know a lot of people are like, yet everything you knew and loved about Wicked, you're not going to put Wicked in there for adapted screenplay. You guys, even in my Wicked video, I said I didn't think that the Academy would give the adapted screenplay nomination, let alone Oscar, to Wicked. Now, this will be the one that I can say will probably come, Thursday morning. I'm going to have egg on my face because they're going to have put Wicked in. I just honestly didn't see them taking something that was a book to a Broadway show to a film and giving it a nomination for adapted screenplay. I do have it on my list. However, it is at number 7. The reason I put A Complete Unknown at number 6 over Wicked is just because of the fanfare and love that everybody has been giving A Complete Unknown. I mean, let's be real. It's getting and garnering way more nominations and awards than anybody thought it would. Plus, it's a musical biopic pick, so, I'm sure that's kind of on the edge. I did not put Dune even close to my top 5. I gave it number 8, Dune Part 2. For me, yes, always, as I've said, better than the first one. I just don't think the Academy is going to end up giving any sort of accolade when it comes to the writing piece of it, or even, you'll soon to find out, the directing piece of it for Dune Part 2. So, I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking, because to me, Nickel Boys, Sing Sing, and does Amelia Perez end up beating out Conclave? I honestly don't think so, and I'm going to tell you, the Writers Guild Association didn't give me a lot to go on, considering how many of the screenplays are ineligible due to their rules. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Original screenplay, honestly, I know a lot of people will disagree with me on who they've got winning compared to me. Everybody knows it's going to get nominated, and that is The Substance. I've got it at number 1. I just think that, you know what? You're not going to give Coralie Farjat the win and director picture, and potentially not even the nomination for director. You got to give the woman screenplay. I mean, what a remarkable film. And I think the reason we can say it's remarkable is because everybody's talking about it. It's all anyone wants to say is body horror this, or I don't know if the Academy can do it because it's body horror. Well, you know what? It's a well-made movie, and it's a great screenplay. I mean, Demi Moore won the Golden Globe for Best Actress, so give me a break. that's who I've got winning. But I'm not going to lie that Honora, to me, is probably its biggest competition, with number 3 being The Brutalist. My number 4 and number 5, I will stand by. I've got, statistics and reasons to go behind it, but you know what? I'm not going to bore you with that right now, because I'm just going to say that Challengers, it's a well-made movie. It did everything it was supposed to do. And you know what? Honestly, the only thing it's got going against it is that it was released too soon, so therefore it kind of fell off the buzz. And I think that there was not enough campaigning that happened after to kind of get people talking about it again. So I've got Challengers coming in at number 4. And then I'm not going to lie, you guys know I've talked about it. I think Jesse Eisenberg deserves a ton of credit for everything that he did in that movie for Real Pain. And I think it wholeheartedly deserves a nomination for Best Original Screenplay. 6, 7, 8. 6 and 7, I could see sneaking in there, definitely, because there's a lot of disagreement, and I think only maybe like a very few percentage of people think that Challengers will actually make it into Best Original Screenplay. Number 6 probably has the best chance to sneak up in there, and that's only because when the movie was released, everybody said, if you go see it, if we can get butts in seats, people are going to love it. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get the butts in seats, and that is September 5. Yet, even when people talked about, well, it might not get all the accolades that it should, the one thing that a lot of people said it would get was Best Original Screenplay. September 5 is kind of that dark horse that we have to watch out for. I mean, you can't deny September 5 is that dark horse we have to watch out for, because no matter what, and September 5 is that dark horse we have to watch out for. Reason being, because we all know it's not going to get anything else at the Academy, but what everybody said it could potentially get was Best Original Screenplay. So do they end up ixnaying Challenger and putting in September 5? Because if you acknowledge that Challenger was a good screenplay, then do you have to acknowledge that, you know what, maybe Challenger should be on the Best Picture list, especially when you have 10 movies? Well, we'll get to my Best Picture one at the end, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And then number 7, I did again put in an international film. I have All We Imagine Is Light. I think it's an amazing film. I think people are talking about it, and you can't deny that with the international, body of the Academy now, there is a potential that we start seeing international performers in different categories. As remember, I called out Fernanda Torres for Best Leading Actress. I think there's a possibility. It is, however, a long shot, but I do put it above my number 8, which is Hard Truths. I know it's a Mike Leigh film. I know everybody loves Hard Truths who's seen it, yet, you know what? Bleecker Street, you failed on campaigning. When people are talking more about an international film than they are about your film, that tells you something. So that's what I've got going on for original screenplay. I'm going to cross my fingers, because we all know my love for the substance, and I would love to see it garner the accolades that it should, and this is definitely one where it should get the nomination and the win. Best Director is always fun, because it's one of those where you can kind of see that weirdness where, like, a person wins Best Director, but they don't win Best Picture, and people are always like, well, how did that happen? Well, honestly, when you have 10 Best Picture nominees and you only have 5 contenders for Director, it can happen. And I think that there's something that has to be said about there's more that makes up a movie than just the director, right? I mean, you've got your film editing, your cinematography, your costume design, all of that makes the movie. So a movie can be great and win, but maybe we give the credit not fully to the director. So I don't know. This one, I will say, is probably the one that between now and March 2nd, when Oscars happen, I will probably end up changing my mind as to who is number 1. Right now, I've got Brady Corbet for The Brutalist. Now, there's a lot of controversy coming out right now about, like, the use of AI for the Hungarian accents. And, I don't know that that will end up having an impact on the final, like, choosing the winner. It definitely could. I mean, we all know he's getting the nomination. I mean, he won the Golden Globe for Best Director. So, let's be honest, he's getting in. And right now, he is the predicted favorite. Closest second right now is Sean Baker with Honora. That's the only reason I put Honora in there. My gut and my heart wants to move Coralie Farjat for The Substance up from number 3 to number 2, but I'll leave this as is for now. However, nothing would make me more happy than to see Coralie Farjad actually win the Oscar. And when I looked at it, there's actually a lot of people who don't even have her getting the Best Director nomination. Man, I hope that come Thursday morning, I can be even more on a high because I want The Substance to get so many nominations. And this, again, just like original screenplay to get the nomination, I want Coralie to get the director nomination. Number 4, I have Edward Berger for Conclave. I've got him winning the BAFTA, so let's keep our fingers crossed that he's going to win that one. And I do have him getting the nomination. Conclave, an amazing movie. And then, despite all of film Twitter and all of the hatred, and I know again, there's like 30% of people out there who do not have Jacques Audiard on their list for Best Director. I think it's just getting too much buzz and too much talk, and there's too many actress nominations. And I mean, geez, what did they end up getting on BAFTA long list? Like 14, and then they ended up with like 11 of those nominations. I mean, you can't deny how many nominations Amelia Perez is getting. So then how do you deny Jacques Audiard the director nomination? So that's who I've got at number 5. The number 6 one, this is the one that I don't like to put him at number 6. However, I do have James Mangold for A Complete Unknown, and that's solely because, I mean, DGA, Directors Guild Association, put him in, and directors are the ones who get to pick the nominees. So do they see something in James Mangold that the rest of us didn't? I don't know. I have him at number 6 on that bubble. Denis Villeneuve, I put him in for Dune Part 2 at number 7. I don't think there's a chance in HE double hockey sticks that he ends up getting the nomination. He didn't get it for the first one. I don't know why the Academy would give it for the second one. If anything, and I'll call it right now, they're going to give Denis Villeneuve the directing at least nomination after that third and final Dune comes out, because that'll just be what the Academy does. And then number 8, as much as I love the movie, I called it from the beginning. The directors, dislike John Chu because of his past movie. He's not, super cool Academy. I make 3.5-hour movies. I mean, he made Gem and the Holograms, Crazy Rich Asians. I mean, Now You See Me 1 and 2. Like, they're going to judge him on those past films, and we all knew that. But I just got to put John M. Chu in there at number 8. And if by some fluke he ends up getting it, I will not be sad about that. And now, the creme de la creme, the one we all wait for, the Best Picture nominees. Now, I did, and I'm going to give you my top 15. I will say I am secure as all get out. Here we go. We're going to start out at the top. I have not changed my mind since November 22nd or 23rd, and I'm going to stick with it. Despite the director not being on there, despite not having adapted screenplay, which I know is a rarity to happen, I'm going to pick Wicked for Best Picture. I'm sorry, with the whole, part of why I believe Wicked will end up winning Best Picture is when it comes to preferential ballot. I'm telling you guys, when all of that comes down to it, Wicked, it's going to end up coming out on top. I don't care that part of the Academy is international body, because you know what? International does still like Wicked. Domestic likes it. And you know what? Yes, it's kind of trailed off in the buzz thing, but they're still getting talked about, and they're still getting crazy nominations. And like I've said, from day one, I'm predicting it 11 nominations come Thursday morning. And when we do our kind of recap of snubs, surprises, what happened Oscar nomination morning. So make sure to like and subscribe, click the bell so you get notified when I drop that video. I just think they're going to win. I think it's Wicked at number 1. I think Enora at number 2, which people are probably like, but didn't The Brutalist win Golden Globe to being talked about? Yes, it is, but I think something about that 3.5-hour movie is just going to make Academy voters not pick it first. But again, could be wrong. That's what I've got coming in at number 3. Number 4 and number 5 match my number 4 and number 5 directors. So I've got Conclave, Amelia Perez. Number 6, I have The Substance. Now, that does not mean it's 6th in my heart, because honestly, The Substance is like number 2 in my heart compared to Wicked. So I've got Substance coming in at number 6. And then, of course, at number 7, I have what's being talked about all the time now, A Complete Unknown. And then Denis Villeneuve made a great film. I love Dune Part 2. It is definitely making the Academy Awards Best Picture nomination. So I've got that at number 8. Well, bless you. Bless you, little Jackie. Are you okay? Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. We have a cat with a cold, I guess. Who knew? We're not even talking about Flo, so the jealousy isn't coming out. I don't know what's happening. You know what? This could be Dak's way of saying that he thinks Flo should be on the Best Picture like list. So, sorry, Dak, not on this list, but will be on the animated feature film list. And I've got Flo predicted to win. Don't worry. Okay, so sorry about that. Now, number 9 and number 10 is where you will see some disagreement. Number 9, probably not so much because the awards expert app shows like 62% of people predicting this one to get a nom, and that is a real pain. My long shot, my one out there where only like 6% of people right now are predicting it to get a nomination is Challengers. I'm sorry. I think it's a fabulous movie. I don't think that you can put it in adapted screenplay and put it in film editing and think that it doesn't deserve a Best Picture nomination. The movie has everything going for it. And you know what? Think about, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross with the score. Everything in that film comes together. And so I don't know how you can think that out of all of the films this year, it doesn't deserve a Best Picture nomination. However, 11 and 12 could definitely be given my number 10 a run for its money, and that is Sing Sing and Nickel Boy. Duh. People love them. People are like, the people who really love them really love them. However, with the way preferential voting works, I don't think that there's enough love for Nickel Boys and Sing Sing to push them up into the top 10. Again, Thursday morning could show me wrong. Then rounding on my list, 13, 14, 15, I have September 5 because you know what? To me, I think it sounds like an amazing film. I am so pissed off it has not come to Sioux Falls, South Dakota yet. I really want to see it. And it's not even anywhere where I can buy it yet on streaming. So can't wait for that one to come out, but that's a total long shot to get a nomination. The best chance, like I said, September 5 has is in original screenplay. Number 14, I have Nosferatu, and then at number 15, I have I'm Still Here. I don't think it has a chance at all, even though Fernanda Torres is great in it, and I've got her in the actress category. She did win the Golden Globe. And every year, we do have an international feature film that makes it on the Best Picture list, but we already have one of those, and that is Amelia Perez. So I think that's going to be kind of our, win in there. And some people do have Amelia Perez predicted to win. Could this be what, 2020 was with Parasite? Could we have a film that wins Best International Feature and Best Picture? I don't know. We're not going to find that out until March 2nd. However, we will find out come Thursday morning how close I am to these 4 film predictions. I mean, it's a little crazy when you think about it. We're going to find out Thursday morning how close I am with these 4 film categories because I'm a little all over the board. I mean, I've got original screenplay going to The Substance. I've got adapted screenplay going to Conclave. I've got Best Director going to Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, and I've got Best Picture going to Wicked. And I don't even have Wicked in the director or the screenplay category. I don't know. Call me crazy. I mean, I've been called crazy all my life, but I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see how the nominations play out. What are you guys picking for these 4 categories? Do you have anything that lines up between screenplay, director, best picture? Let me know. Put it in comments. I'd love to start a conversation about it. All of the films, all of the categories through my Oscar obsessed ADHD point of view. Thanks for joining, and until next